Welcome into the Cowboys Report. I am Tom Downey. Injury news coming at you guys. But first, we are in a sub-battle for the month of September against the non-poverty NFC East franchise channels here at Chat Sports. Giants now, Eagles now, and we are losing, which is unacceptable. Yes, I know we're the biggest channel, basically combined of those two, but still, let's catch up. Let's not lose off the field to those teams. You want more free Cowboys videos? You want to take down the Eagles and the Giants? Then subscribe to the Cowboys Report by Chat Sports right now. The first Cowboys practice of the week is in the books, and unlike the last 2 weeks, there's actually some positive developments on the injury front. So we will break down the entire injury report on today's show, all the updates going on here, beginning with Zach Martin. As Mike McCarthy has said, he did not practice on Wednesday. That was the expectation going into today. He did not participate, but the team expectation remains he should be good to go for week 3. That they're just going to manage the injury, chalk this up to basically a veteran rest day for Zach Martin. Elsewhere on the offensive line, the other guards who have been banged up, promising here. Chuma Edoga got the limited designation, so he was able to do some stuff today. He left week 2 with a hyperextended elbow, a sprain, and a forearm bone bruise, which sounds super duper painful, but he was limited, so promising sign there for him being your backup offensive lineman. And then Tyler Smith was also back out there for the first time since the Monday before week 1. Limited fashion, again, in general, not always the case, but when the expectation was you're coming off of injury and then you get a limited practice in on Wednesday, that normally means, not always, but normally means you are able to play come Sunday. Now, it requires no setbacks. It requires, in this case, the hamstring for Tyler Smith to respond properly to that tweak, to the physical exertion that he's adding to his workload, but promising nonetheless here for Tyler Smith. Because as weird as this is to say out loud, when the Cowboys drafted Tyler Smith last year, they thought he'd be their left tackle for a year or two alongside Tyron Smith, plus Tyler Biadasz, Zach Martin, Terrence Steele, and we are well over a year from that point. And that starting offensive line has never gotten to play together. Despite all the success the Cowboys have had in that time frame, I am old enough to remember the days under Jason Garrett where if one of the starting offensive linemen was over or was out, the game was over. They couldn't find a way to win without the starting 5 out there. Now they're winning games despite never having the starting offensive 5 out there, which might change in time for week 3 against the lowly Arizona Cardinals. So will the Cowboys have their starting offensive line out there this week? That's going to be today's pinned comment, so if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there, Y for yes, N for no, at the pinned comment. Brandin Cooks update now after he was the surprise edition last week on Wednesday because Mike didn't mention there was a knee sprain, a sprained MCL until, right up against the injury report time frame there. Limited on Wednesday. That's, again, a very promising sign for his availability entering week 3. The Cowboys handled business against the Jets, no problem. Jalen Tolbert played pretty well, I thought, in that game. Didn't and haven't seen much of Michael Gallup so far as it relates to this wide receiver room for Dallas. Although I ain't ever going to be mad about force-feeding CeeDee Lamb. I think that's a good thing for the Cowboys organization. But I would like to see Brandin Cooks get going. This no-name Cardinals defense has been fairly competitive, but they have not played a team like the Cowboys. So for Gallup and Cooks, I think Gallup's also part of this conversation of limited production stat sheet-wise so far. The game script might not favor that. Again, which is a positive thing. I'd rather blow teams out, have the game be over by the third quarter, and just be like, okay, well, we took care of business there. You'll need Cooks. Maybe they put him on a pitch count even, give some more reps to Tolbert, and if it's a blowout, they won't play him in the third/fourth quarter, late third again. But does sound like he's trending again towards being good to go for week 3. Now, if you are like me, you don't have as much time as you used to. We have the 2-year-old at home, me and my wife. We're both working. The time that requires to prep and cook and clean everything for food is not as nearly available as it once was. That's why I love Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit. They can help you fuel up fast with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track with your healthy lifestyle. If you want to make sure you're eating well, but you don't have time to cook, that is okay. Factor is here to step up and help you out. Skip that extra trip to the grocery store, the shopping, the prepping, and the cleaning up too, while still getting the flavor and nutritional quality that you need. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes. All you do is heat and enjoy, then get back to knocking out whatever it is you need to take care of. Head to factormeals.com/CowboysChat50 and use code CowboysChat50 to get 50% off. That's code CowboysChat50 at factormeals.com/CowboysChat50 to get 50% off. Links in the comment section and in the description of today's show. Back to the injury news here. This is the most definitive of all, I think, barring a setback. Donovan Wilson was a full participant at practice today, was not limited in any sense. Last week, he got some limited reps in, and had the Cowboys been playing, week 18, week 17, playoff time, I think Donovan Wilson would have been able to play. I think they wanted to give him that extra couple days of rest and rehab, so 2 games out for Wilson, but provided there's no setback, tomorrow, Friday, whatever, certainly seems like Dono will be back out there. As good as the Cowboys' defense has been, they haven't even had one of their starters out there. Donovan Wilson was awesome last year, 101 tackles. He was thriving as that kind of safety box player. Dan Quinn making the most out of him. 7 TFLs, 5 sacks, an interception. I think he's your second-best safety. It's Jayron Kearse, Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker as part of the best safety room in the entire NFL. Now you're adding Donovan Wilson back to that rotation. That's fun, baby. So is the Cowboys' defense the best in the NFL? 1 for yes, it is. 0 for no, it is not. Sound off for me in the comments section. By the way, assuming Donovan Wilson is back, the Cowboys have a tough decision to make when it comes to their scratches, their inactives this upcoming week. We'll get to Jayron Kearse's status in a minute, but Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker are going to be out there, so there's 3 in theory with Kearse. Again, we'll come back to him, what's going on there. Kind of got to have Wanye Thomas active, right? I mean, he's played really well. Marquise Bell's basically your next linebacker, even though Kearse plays linebacker role and Wilson will get some reps there too. I'm pretty sure of that one. Is Israel Mukuamu going to be a scratch? Kind of think he is. So we'll keep an eye on the status of Mukuamu, etc. But the Cowboys might have to scratch a very good player this week, at least in the safety room. One more note, Jayron Kearse did not participate at practice today. I would not be too concerned on this front. Illness, stay home, Jayron, get healthy. I would assume he's good to go for week 3 if he isn't out there at all Thursday, Friday. Maybe that changes the narrative a bit there, but I would expect Kearse to be out there. So a Cowboys football team that is 2-0 with 2 blowouts, the best point differential in the NFL, is actually starting to get healthy. They've missed time from 3 of their top offensive linemen. 3 of their top 6 have missed at least a handful of snaps so far this season. Their number 2 wide receiver missed a game. One of their stud safeties has missed 2 games. Now Dallas is getting healthier. It's the always sunny in Philadelphia meme of peak. I haven't even begun to peak yet. That's what's going on with this Cowboys team. So hopefully there's not another day of surprise Thursday injury. I would like to not have to add that to our live show tomorrow, but I like the direction this Cowboys team is trending. Entering week 3, a game that, make no mistake, should be an easy one for America's team.